you know, because my parents, they got married young. They've been married 50-something years. They're still married. So in my mind, I was like, oh, that's me. I got to be like them. And, you know, that's what I see. But I wasn't ready to be married. So I definitely.
Marriage again? Would you do it again?
I,
Will you do it again?
I don't know. I've been proposed to twice.
How'd you just shut him down? Like, no.
I don't know.
You just say, get up, get up.
Well, I mean, you know, I got married young, so I feel like my 20s, I was robbed of my 20s. And so I'm kind of living my life reverse. I'm doing a lot of things now that I wish I would have done when I was younger, because I sacrificed for my ex-husband, then I had kids, I sacrificed for my kids. So now is my time. So I just don't see myself getting married anytime soon.
That's real.
Yeah.
Tamika, you quiet?
She want to get married again.
No, I don't.
You don't?
Not really, no. I really enjoy my space. I would like a partner, like somebody that I would, you know, serious with, I can spend time with, someone to travel with, but I can't imagine like living in the house with a person every day.
Right?
He needs to travel or something at least.
Yeah, have a
I've
travel
heard some
job.
other women say,
Every day?
what
I
about
think marriage in 2 separate houses, but in the neighborhood would be perfect.
Oh my God, that would be good.
Yeah.
You
That's
still
not a bad
date me,
idea.
right, Doc? Is that healthy? Look, he's
That's
shaking.
another show.
He done with
That's
all of
another
that.
show.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to pick up anybody's socks.
I just want somebody.
I don't want anybody, hey, can you go make me a sandwich? No, I can't actually. No, I really don't feel like it.
So Torrei said something under her breath a little bit. She said she wants someone at her beck and call, just to come through when she needs them to come through, maintenance.
Yeah, and yeah, if I need to go on a date or something but I don't, because I don't want to have to cook for you every day, do your laundry every day. Just
Let him do
What if
it.
they don't require those things?
Suppose he does it.
They do require that.
Or let me ask you this, how do you all feel about polyamory? Like,
No.
I'm cool with that if that works for that relationship. I don't think humans are monogamous anyway.
I mean, I heard you say something to me before we got
Who's
going.
really monogamous?
What?
It's
I
another
don't think
show?
men have that. I don't think
another
men
show,
can
Torrei.
be.
Really? You think that's just in them?
I don't think men can be monogamous.
That's another show,
So then that
Tamika.
means you're not monogamous.
I'm not a man.
I'm just saying, but then that means you're poly.
Here go
If
another
you-
rumor.
Right, here we go. You're like, well, then that means you're not. I'm like, wait a
No,
minute.
I'm just
How you
saying,
deduct
and that means
from
you're
that?
poly. Because if you know this man can't be monogamous, that means that you're dealing with a
That
man
you're
who's
dealing with
poly.
it. But I'm single.
So
I'm
you're
not-
poly.
No, but I'm single, so I'm not. I'm not in a relationship either.
I know we're talking about co-parenting
another show,
and,
Doc.
and blended families, but this is all part of it, though. Dealing with strong personalities. Doc, before we go, we want to ask you, you know, we want to leave on an uplifting note. And he's shaking his head. He's like, y'all all need my card for therapy.
Y'all all need therapy.
Poly is not an up note. I'm not.
Doc,
Yo, Torrei.
what advice do you have for people that truly wish to get to a place where they're in a healthy space like these two ladies and not waste so many years trying to get there? Not saying y'all did, but I'm just saying, like, what is the fast track way to get there where, hey, we get along and it's working and it's comfortable for all parties involved? Do you have any advice for that? Or is that 12 sessions of therapy?
The most important thing in a relationship, first of all, is to build a friendship first. That's the strongest part. And I think even a broken relationship, if you want to get back to the healthy place, is focusing on friendship, right? Those things in terms of, because you still got to talk to that person for at least another 20 years or so, right? You know, also learning how, you know,
20.
at least.
Wow, what are we
At
talking
least.
about?
18.
The grandkids, remember?
The grandkids, right? But I think the other thing is
Tamika said, F them kids.
what folks don't do well, usually in relationships that really makes it toxic where you don't want to be there anymore, is they don't fight fair. And most people fight to win the fight. And the minute you win the fight, you lost, right? And the hardest thing for couples to learn is how to fight fair, right? In other words, you should be able to have an argument, and you're going to argue because you're two grown people, right? You're going to argue. You've got two different opinions, but you should be able to argue. And at the end of the argument, you say, you know what? That was a good struggle. And we can go on, as opposed to most people that come to me, they come and complain about some terrible fight. I say, well, what did you fight about? I don't remember the subject, but they called me such and such a name. Or they did, I remember how it felt to be in the argument, but I don't remember the subject of the argument.
Do you think when exes are still arguing like that, there's still something left for that person?
I think they haven't finished grieving the loss. They haven't finished grieving it. They haven't even allowed themselves because, again, social media, I don't care. I didn't like him no way, right? Or I didn't like her no way. And so we're so focused on being in combat that we don't even allow ourselves to grieve the loss of that relationship.
I grieved on TV.
grieved on TV.
I definitely was so open with my emotions. I was like, I don't care. I'm going to cry. Y'all can see me cry. I didn't care.
When
'Cause
did you stop grieving?
I stopped grieving.
Tomorrow.
Oh no, I'm done grieving. But I mean, like I said,
But it was real.
I
The
did it.
relationship
Yeah,
was
I
real,
put it
right?
out there. I didn't. Yeah, it was very real.
But think about how many people who have a breakup, but they're so busy trying to show all their friends or whoever's watching that they're tough, right? That they don't care, or that person wasn't nothing, no way, right? And so they're so focused on that they don't allow themselves to say, you know what? This feels bad that I failed in this, or that we failed in this. This feels bad. I miss those happy times we used to have, even though we don't have them anymore. I miss those times when we sat up and talked all night long on the phone, right? I miss that, even though we don't talk at all anymore. I miss those times, and I'll never see them again.
Right.
And that's the grief. That's that's the grieving, and to acknowledge that there was a point when this was good,
Right.
right? But most people are so busy performing that, it's like it was never good.
Putting on a show.
So, Dr. Akinyele, if you could expand or, explain to us some of the common stages of grief.
Kind of in popular culture, particularly now, there's this idea of Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. She's got this thing called the 5 stages of grief. I'm not a stage person, to be honest, right? I think, human beings are a lot more flexible and organic than where you got, we flow, emotions flow. So I think the most important thing is that when we're grieving, our emotions flow. And the hardest thing is if you're not what I call, if you don't have a good emotional vocabulary, right? We usually get stuck on one emotion. And even though we're going through all these others, we only express one emotion. And particularly with the breakup, more often than not, it's anger, right? And so an important part of grieving is to allow yourself to feel your feelings, right? Yes, we do get angry, but yes, we do get depressed. Yes, we do have a sense of, please, I'll do better. What do you need me to do? Right? We go through all of that, right? But the important part is to allow yourself to feel the grief and understanding that grieving is also, it's not just about emotions. Grieving is about time. Usually our grieving is triggered by just life events. As I said, I tell people you should give yourself, for instance, at least a year after a breakup before you even consider getting into another relationship. Why? Because if you don't, you're going to drag all that old stuff into the next relationship. But during that year, what do you go through? You go through birthdays, holidays, events, songs, all those things that trigger those different emotions. So I think that rather than getting caught up on somehow these kind of mechanical stages that you go through, just accept that grieving is an emotional experience. And rather than being afraid of it, to allow yourself to experience those and realize that it's triggered by time, by life events, and allow yourself to say, you know what? I'm real pissed off right now because it's my birthday, and normally he would be here. I had a person the other day talk to me about Thanksgiving, and they got really upset because they realized that normally on Thanksgiving, they'd be at their ex's house with their parents.
Somebody else is there.
This
now.
time, that's exactly what he said. This time, somebody else is going to be at that house. And I said, okay, that's the grief.
That's what happened.